took a break, I suppose, after the initial sort of 8 or 9 years of the band. We were on the road pretty much constantly, kind of popping home for a week here or a week there, and then back out to America or Australia for 2 or 3 months at a time. And there were different days as well. I mean, obviously we were younger, and a bunch of men bundled onto a sleeper coach, travelling around, doing great gigs every night. But I guess there came a time where we needed to put the ship into dry dock for a while, which we did in the mid-90s for a couple of years. And I think it gave us all the time then to maybe shed our dependence on being in Hothouse Flowers, and to go and develop other musical avenues, or just to allow life take its course. We young children at the time and families to look after and that kind of thing. And then we came back together, and we've been sort of paddling our own canoes ever since. And the phone keeps ringing, the gigs still keep coming in. And after lockdown, we've obviously been playing catch up, doing a lot of shows that were in the diary in 2020. So it's been hugely rewarding to go and do them again.
Well, yeah, Sligo, I mean, it's obvious. Sligo hits you in the face. Ben Bulben for start, and then, the Queen Maeve's tomb and Carrow Keel you mentioned. These places that signify a resonance in a place that was recognised by our people, by our ancestors, and that's exciting. That's I sat in one of those cells. And I felt I could sit there, I really felt I could sit there for, it was in the middle of the night. Myself and Michael Keegan Dolan, a dance maker, we drove there one night just to do it, and we sat in there and just got a sense that I could sit here, and I'm not one for sitting and meditating, although I know it's good. I know it's I'm better at it now, but yeah. Everywhere has something to give us, and when you go to a place that there's a strong compulsion to make music that isn't to do with entertainment, but to do with something else, something native, something. It's a compulsion, as I say. It's a community compulsion to be around a certain type of music that we have. I feel that resonates in the land. And Sligo's very strong in that.
Oh, it's great. Feel brilliant about going to Sligo. Can't wait. I mean, the whole Fleadh thing is amazing anyway, because it's connected to something ancient, and it's connected to a deep kind of well of music, and to feel a part of that is a privilege, and it feels important. It also feels like the wheel keeps on turning, and there's younger musicians coming up the whole time. And to whatever degree that we're handing on our baton, it is a nice feeling too, So very much looking forward to being up in Sligo.
The Fleadh, we've done a number of Fleadhs. I did the All Ireland in. I competed one time in the Fleadh, but Sligo was where I did my competing as a boy, because it was through Irish, and that was all I needed. I had to go at the Fleadh, but I was playing the piano, and the Banattees kind of said, "Don't use the pedal on the piano." I didn't understand that. That's an instrument. That's part of the instrument, but the Fleadh is ancient, and it's a tunnel. It's where the musicians of the land gather in one place, from north, south, from all the provinces.
I think growing up with traditional music and playing traditional sessions hugely added to, not only from the dexterity, but also I think there's a feeling of communion that comes with traditional music, with sessions. There's also a huge respect for the quiet songs, for the sean-nós songs, where you could be in a room where it's loud and people are having a few drinks or whatever and playing live rigged jigs and reels. People might be dancing, but the minute somebody starts singing a song, it's pin drop silence, and that's gorgeous space. I think we all connect with the magic of that feeling, you know, and that's something that happens during our gigs as well. It's absolutely something that we carry with us.
The Flowers, actually, we played the All Ireland in Drogheda a couple of years ago, and I just came into my head. I was aware of the fact that this is a ton old. This is an old gathering of the musicians of the country, young and old, and you know, it's older than the buildings that we were in, and I like that. I mean, I think we Irish are. We aren't of these buildings, you know. These buildings are an imposed influence on us. We had a different system of lifestyle, and I think we retain that on to a degree. And our music holds that spirit. And these gatherings, you know, that where people present themselves and champions are chosen, and it's not about being the best, but it's about maintaining a standard, and all of that is very exciting, especially in a rock and roll band, to be a part of it, you know, to be recognized, I suppose, to be recognized as having some significance, just as a musician, to bring to the table there, and a connection with that ancient way, that old way that we would have gathered, you know, young and old, and generations gathering, and teachers, and musicians of all style, and trading, and you know, everything that goes with a gathering of people. Very aware of that. Well, there are moments in our concerts that nobody knows what's going to happen next, including me, including us, that we're steering. My formation of myself as a creative person was strongly influenced by traditional music, by the sean-nós, by jazz, by improvisation, by punk rock, by all those different rock and roll. All those different musics had an impact on me in different ways. And improvisation is I think a very, very interesting. It's in traditional music, variation, you know, and so I like to bring the band and everybody present into a place where everybody present is somehow involved in where we all go next, and it's an atmosphere of sound, a place, something, and it's what keeps me going as a musician. It's what keeps me going in the band. As long as the band and the people in the band are willing to go into the unknown, I'll probably still be in the band. If that ends, then you know, I'll move on. But it's that rare feeling, that rarefied feeling of. It's a heightened feeling, you know, where there's a flow and your fingers seem to know what to do without your mind having to know the same. And all our bodies are doing this thing, and we're feeling a wave of some sort. We're feeling something, and I think we're tapping into the origins of music when we touch upon that.
Well, who knows what to expect of a Hothouse Flowers gig anymore? We've been working with no set list, no set plan when we do our shows, and it has kept us sharp. It keeps us in communication with each other, sort of telepathically almost on stage. So we go from one song to another seamlessly sometimes, and it's a beautiful thing. It kind of, somebody could shout up a song and we could go straight into it. It gives us freedom. But there'll be rock and roll music, there'll be traditional music, there'll be old songs, there'll be new songs, and there might even be a song or two made up on the spot.